Hello. Hi, good morning, friends. Sorry, I was just sharing it across everything. Hi, Sam. Happy New Year. Hello, my friends. I haven't done a pop-up live in a long time because it's been really busy. So I'm going to film a couple more videos. So I thought I would hop up. Hi, Miss Eleanor Shelby. Thank you for joining the memberships. I see your snazzy new badge there. Welcome. We've had quite a few new channel members in the last week, so I also wanted to welcome anyone who's able to hop in. Hi, Monet. Happy New Year. Yeah, I just got I did not sleep much last night, which is probably because the night before the day before I slept in quite a bit. Like I slept until like 8:30, which I'm normally up at 6:30. So I slept in quite a bit. So, last night I was just like not tired, even at like 1 a.m. So, and then I was up at like 5 and I was up at 7. And then at like 7:30, I finally just got up and started prepping for the day, basically. So, sorry you have a cold, Monet. Hi, Lee. Happy New Year. Hi, paperbacks and planners. Hello. But yeah, I thought I would just do my makeup, and then my cart's empty right now because all the books are stacked over here because that's easiest for me. So I'm ready. Hi, Warda. Welcome. But I thought I'd show off my shirt too. So I'm wearing, oh, it's backwards on here, but it says I can't adult today. I've had this sweater for like 5 years probably, but I love it so much. I can't adult today. Hi, Susan. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. That's so sweet. When I saw your name pop up in the channel members, I was like, oh my gosh, Susan is awesome. So thank you so much for that. Happy New Year. Did y'all have, I know you guys are from all over, but did y'all have a good New Year's Eve last night? Yeah, Warda. That's me every day. Kriya, Happy New Year. Hope I said that right. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I also did it, I like doing it straight from YouTube because I don't have to open StreamYard, but it doesn't let me like post comments unless people are like chatting, which you are doing like paid chat, which don't do that. Don't do that. This is free. I just mean, so sometimes I will miss them because I can't grab them. So just know that. But still recovering, Susan. That is hilarious. Went to bed at 10:30. Fair enough, Candace. Fair enough. I'm up until like 12:15, 12:30 every night. So staying up till midnight isn't as cool as it was when I was a kid. Like we used to do, there's two different things we would do. We would either, because church would always have a game night. So we would go to church at like 6 p.m. and play games until midnight. And then at midnight, we would like have prayer or something for like 10, 15 minutes. And then everyone would go home. Or I would borrow, this is so funny. I would borrow Mary-Kate and Ashley movies from my best friend. And I would watch those like all night long. I'm such a 90s baby. I would watch Winning London and the one that takes place in Australia. Is it Our Lips Are Sealed or I'll Never Tell or something? And then there was also like Fun in the Sun or Holiday in the Sun. I was obsessed with those. I literally love them. Oh, you were reading The Highwayman. Oh, such a good one. I hope you love that whole series. It's so good. Okay, well, I can probably start doing if you can't tell, I always like when I'm going to do my makeup on here, like I did my base layer first, just because I tend to get foundation like all over myself. So it's hard to do that sitting at my computer. Susan, yes. Yes. Relentless Hunter. I forgot that I hadn't written my review for that. So that's one of the things I did when I woke up at 7:15 is I was like, oh shit, I need to put up the review for Relentless Hunter, because I got to read that. Sorry to sound like I got to read this forever ago, but Maggie was very excited, obviously, for her ARC people to read it. So I got to read that in like September. I got to read a beta copy of it. And then I just had to keep to myself. Just had to keep it to myself for way too long. But it's so good. I have that whole series is right back there, and I just loved it so much. It was so special. She did such a great job of that series, and I can't wait to see what she does next year. So, Passport to Paris, Sam? Yes. Yeah. We used to watch like the slumber party ones. Me and my best friend Sarah, we watched the like you're invited to like the slumber party or whatever. Or like their mystery. Yeah. I loved Mary-Kate and Ashley. I love them so much. I watched every single one of their movies. There were some big stars. Okay, I want to say this. There are some big stars that were in their movies before they did anything else. Like Jared Padalecki was in like their last film they did, New York Minute. And also, the guy who was in Winning London was like on House. And now he's in like the firefighter show. I totally spaced on his name. Jesse Spencer. I was obsessed with him. Yes, reading a gay romance, Monet. Nice. Happy New Year. Okay, so I'm going to do my makeup while we're just all saying hello. So we can do, what do we want to do? How about you tell me a book you're excited for that's in like January or February while I'm putting on because I will be doing my eyes is basically what I have to do. My eyes and lips. I don't do too much. I keep it simple because if I go, I am going to do my brows. I've started doing my brows. Remember we talked about this? I'm a little insecure about them because I just have never overly done my eyebrows. Like they're just there. But since my hair is like a darker, like purple red, it looks red when I show it on here, but it's like purple. I've started darkening them just a little bit so that they match better. And I'm okay with it, but I'm still, like I said, a little bit insecure about them. So I don't go overboard because I feel like it's easy to go overboard with them rather than just like you can add to it. But once you go too far, it's kind of like, I don't want to redo my whole face because I fucked up my brows. Okay. Love the mystery ones. Those and the Wishbone. Okay. Smidgen of Sass. Sorry. You can find those on YouTube, by the way. Wishbone. It's obviously not great quality, but my sister and I loved Wishbone. And my nieces are like old enough to start watching Wishbone. So we found it on YouTube and you can watch it there. So it's not the greatest. Susan Wilson, will I be reviewing Bridgerton? Hell yes, I will. Of course I will. Some people want to play it like, I'm just going to review the show based on the show. No. I may even try to do a vlog for the last 2 books again, because I did vlogs for all of the books except the last 2 because like nobody was watching the last ones really that I did. But I've been getting comments lately where people are like, why did you stop with these? And I was like, I'm sorry. It was a very busy time of year when I did those. So I might do that. But the thing, sorry, I'm getting excited about this, but here's the thing. So Outlander starts like Valentine's Day, or like right around there, the weekend of Valentine's Day. Okay. Outlander's back. And then Bridgerton is in March. So I'm a little stressed out. However, I think it will be okay, because if they overlap, it'll only be for like a week or two. Because that's the thing with Bridgerton, it's a bingeable show. So you really got to get your videos out like right away if you want to hit the traffic. I'm just being honest. You know, I got to look at the business side of this. Those videos are a lot of work. And if you don't get them out at the right time, then nobody cares about them. Like, I mean, not nobody, I don't want to make that qualifier. Like, obviously you guys still care, but for the amount of work that I have to put into them, if I'm not going to make the views on them, then it's kind of like, what am I going to do? And the fact that it overlaps with Outlander has me nervous. Like, I'm a little stressed about, because Outlander, that's already going to add another video to like my weekly stuff, because I'm just sharing the business side of this with you. I'm sorry if nobody cares about this. I'll try to move on. But when I do the Outlander videos, I would be able to watch it at 11 p.m. on a Saturday, because it comes out on a Sunday. So I would film that, or I would watch the video. I would watch the video on Saturday night, watch the episode, make notes about it. And then first thing Sunday morning, I would film my review for that. The thing is, on Sundays is also when my weekly wrap-ups go up, which I film those Saturday morning. So what I need to figure out is whether the best time to display those videos is Mondays, which are my least viewed day, or if I'm going to be putting out 2 videos on a Sunday. So like in the morning, my weekly wrap-up would come out, and then like in the afternoon, I'd put out the Outlander one. I don't know what I'm going to do. I get too excited about that stuff, and Outlander's always been my passion project. Like, I've shared that from the beginning. Like, I didn't think anyone was going to care about my Outlander videos, my channel. I only had like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers when I did those, and they ended up bringing a lot of traffic to my channel. A lot of angry people when I said stuff they didn't like, but it brought a lot of new viewers to my channel when I did those. And that was really rewarding, to do videos about something I was very excited about and have people love them so much. So yeah, I'm just a little nervous about how they will overlap. We'll have to see. But again, Outlander only has 8 episodes for season 6 because Katrina had a baby. So they only did an 8-season episode before she was getting too pregnant with her son that she had. Just, like, I'm so happy she had her baby. But season 7 is going to have 16 episodes, which we haven't had since the first season. So they're going to try to make it up for us. So my hope is that since there's only 8 episodes of Outlander, that it won't overlap too much with Bridgerton. So there's the long ass answer to that. I apologize, but I had to do that. Okay, so back into some of these. Mackie, you are reading Broken Vow. Yes. Warda, excited for Kingmakers. Yes. Everyone excited for Sophie Lark. Makes me so excited. Candace is reading wants to read Relentless Hunter and needs to catch up for Sophie Lark by the for the Kingmakers. For the new Kingmakers book. Yes. I'm also interested to talk with her because I am not 100% sure that it's still like going to be considered Kingmakers. Because I don't know how much will be at school. She's told me a few things. Like, I know it's in the same motif as the rest, but I don't know if it's going to be a spinoff from Kingmakers or if it's officially going to be a part of it. Because those of you who've read Kingmakers, you'll know that those 4 books, like, they are a series that must be read together. And there was like a finale. Like, The Spy wraps up the story of those 4 books. So The Savage, and I don't want to share any spoilers because if you haven't read Kingmakers, you don't really know the dynamic between the characters in that book, even if you know who they are, because if you've read the other series, you know whose kids that they are, but you don't know the setup for this couple. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm very excited that people are excited for it. And I'm very excited for Sophie and Mr. Lark to be back on the channel. In fact, one of the things I was going to show off because I'm doing my makeup is that they sent me a Christmas present that was just like very special. And they sent me some like makeup, which was like very sweet of them. So I've been using it the last couple days, but they sent me, it's called Girlactic, which I never heard of because I don't use fancy makeup, but they sent me some like eyeliners and some lipstick that I'm going to be using today. So that was really sweet. They sent me a thank you present for talking about their books, which I'm just like, guys, you've sent me a free book. I don't need you to send me makeup. I'm not mad about it. But anyway, they are so cute. You'd watch 2 videos on Sunday. Well, thank you. It depends. Because sometimes YouTube doesn't like you to put out so many videos at once. You know, it doesn't like you to do that. You know, it wants the time to like promote each video. So it just depends. I need to do a little bit of research to see when like other creators who aren't book people, but who are like, you know, TV and movie people, like when they put up reviews, like how soon they do it. Because there's a couple TV reviewers that I follow pretty religiously. Like I've been watching them for years and years and years. So I just have to do some research. But okay. I'm doing my eyes now. So again, I'm not a fancy makeup person, but I will show you what I'm using. So I'm just using an e.l.f. palette for my eyeballs. This one is rose gold and nudes. So those are the colors. I usually just do kind of like a smoky eye with any 3 of these. I just decide. I don't know what I'm doing today, so we'll see. Oh yeah. I was asking you guys what books you want in January and February. Thank you, Warda. Is there a book that I'm excited to get to? Yes, I am. I think I shared this. I shared this in my, the video hasn't gone up yet. I got onto the ARC team for Cressley Cole, which I don't know who was looking out for me, but someone was looking out for me. So I'm excited for Monroe. I just reread McGreeve. I'm so excited. So excited for that. Sorry, I'm trying to find my... I have a bullet journal now, which I shared on my Instagram the other day. So I made a cute TBR page because I'm so cool. So I'm also excited for River of Shadows by Karina Halley, which is going to be a Death and the Maiden retelling, which is basically Hades and Persephone. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, those are the 2 in January I'm the most excited for. Oh, and also I'm terrified, but Saga number 55, like I'm terrified about what's happening on there, but I'm excited. So yeah, you guys were going to tell me, which books are you excited for? The next Clickation book by, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. Clickation book by Victoria Aveline comes out January 10th. Sci-fi alien romance. Ooh, interesting. Yes, Headcase. Very excited about Headcase. I have to tell you, I've been so tempted to join Onley James's Patreon to get early access to the book. But I just know that, like, because she releases chapters as she writes, I would not be patient enough. Like, it would drive me nuts to only get to read a couple at a time. So honestly, that's why I don't join it. Not because I don't want to support her, but I wouldn't be able to handle it. Okay. Gonna use the mirror in this. Let's see. What should we do today? Let's go. As always, I am not a professional. I just try to do my best. So did any of y'all see Sophie Lark's books? Happy New Year, though it's almost January 2nd. Well, aren't you lucky on the other side of the world? You've already experienced the day. I hope it was a good one. Wicked Beauty, yes. Yeah, I applied for an Arc of Wicked Beauty. I'm very excited to see what her first traditionally published menage is like. And I know that book 4 is a poly quad. I'm very interested because those are, I'm very proud of Source Books for going for that, for not shying away from those. Because obviously I've been reading her menage books for a long time now, and I'm very surprised that Source Books is just like going for it. So I hope that it turns out good. I mean, I'm freaking excited for it. Yes, a house of sky and breath. Nicole, that's amazing. Yes, Warda, it's going to be a polyquad. I can't remember the names of everybody, but I think that one is Hephaestus and Aphrodite, and then there's a married couple, and then there's 2 more people that get brought into it. So it's going to be like a polyquad. That's the relationship map she put on her Instagram. She had shared it in her story. Her the relationship map. So I hope it's amazing. I can honestly say I've never read a polyquad because it's not a reverse harem because there's a married couple and a man, it's 2 men and 2 women, and there's a married couple, an MF married couple, and then there's another man and a woman that get brought in. So Bree, good morning, my lovely. Hello. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express, but that's okay. We're cleaning there. Oh my gosh, there's a random eyebrow hair in a wrong spot. I wish I had my Do I have my tweezers with me? I fucking have tweezers. Thank God. I was thinking of going live while I do my nails, but I'll watch you. Oh, you're so sweet. I mean, it's funny, Brie. It is so funny because I was going to message you. I'm sorry to saying this on a live, but I was like, no, I always ask Brie to do it. I'll just pop on by myself. And then you were like, I was going to go live. You're so cute. Sorry, I don't want to poke my eye out. 1 second. I have 2 hairs in the wrong spot. Oh, can't get it. Dang it. I can't get a grip on it. Ugh, whatever. It's not the end of the world. Good morning, happy new year. I mean, I'll join if you want. I'm not on StreamYard. I don't know how to invite people to a YouTube one. So otherwise I would. Yeah, I can't do it. I go live on YouTube sometimes, Brie, because then I don't have to set up the third party thing. But next time, one of these times, we will match up our live shows and be cool. We're not cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of the options when you're creating stuff, but whatever. Okay, what were we talking about? I haven't read a polyquad before, so I'm really excited to see how she handles it. Yeah, Source Books, I mean, at least they're willing to do that stuff. Good for them. Because if TikTok has shown them anything, it should be that people are up for reading that stuff, People are up for reading reverse harems and menages, which people have always been open to reading, but traditionally published, they're just too scared to do stuff. And so it's Katie Roberts been doing it for how long? Yep. Now the sun's gonna give us a nice sparkly glow. It's great. Okay. So now I will blend in a little bit of this color. Sorry, just not trying to poke up my eye. Oh, yeah, I'd seen a couple people. Someone mentioned Bound and then Kay Alster. Well, hello, Kay, my wonderful author friend. just started the Spider's Mate trilogy. I just had one of my dear friends. She's not a Booktube person anymore. She used to be, but she isn't anymore. She was like, I just want to read some really like spicy fantasy. And I was like, well, it's sci-fi, but why don't you try this author? And she's like, oh, sure. Okay. And then she read all three of them in one day. She read Ensnared, Enthralled, and Bound in one day. And I was like, I told you it was good. It's a really great series. Gonna poke out my eyeball. This lighting is so weird. Hi, Tori. Good morning. Hi, Sunny. How's it going today? Oh my gosh. The light over there is bothering me so bad. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. You guys know me and my lighting. It bugs me so much. There we go. There we go. I mean, I love the sunshine, but come on. Don't mess with me. There we go. Okay. That probably just made me darker. I don't know. Whatever. Dramamine Forever. We're talking about the 4th book in Katie Roberts' Wicked Olympus. I don't know what the title of that one is yet, the 4th one, but it's going to be a polyquad. So that's going to be fun. Sorry if I just made this darker for you guys, but I made it lighter for me. So, okay, now to do the brows. Let's see how this works out. Still, like I said, pretty new to these. So, how cold is Fargo today? Oh, Melissa, funny you should ask. Funny you should ask. Let's see. It is -18, feels like -35. What a great way to bring in the new year, right? It's basically why I'm not going anywhere for 3 days. I'm just living like a hermit. Some of my friends actually were in New York for, like, they went to New York for this last week. So we didn't plan our usual, like, end of the year stuff. So I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to read books and stay at home like every other weekend. Yeah, Bree, you Floridians. You have hurricanes, though. I don't know. Snowstorms can be bad, but they don't, like, wash away your home or something like that. You know what I mean? So you got the crazy weather down there. But yes, I know Utah's kind of chilly this year. We also just got a huge dumping of snow too, which is always great. We're at 6 degrees, still snowing. Well, luckily I didn't have to go anywhere, so there's that. Oops. What am I doing? 55 in Ohio, and it's raining. Oh my goodness. I mean, the week before we had all this snow, we had rain. It was 35 degrees, and now it's -18. So that's how quickly it can change, right? I need to get my eyebrows waxed so bad. I also need a haircut. But what are we going to do? I'm from Kentucky and winter tornado warnings. Oh, geez. 50 degrees in Phoenix. Oh, wow. So tough, Candace. No snowing in Scotland yet, but there is meant to be snow. Okay. Good to know. Okay. So, we got the eyebrows kind of. Dang it. Why is it? Is that helping? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. All right. So yeah, these were the two different like eyeliners they sent. So there's the really sharp, pointy one. And then there's this really, really fine little one here. So let's see. What do I want to do? Doing like a wing when I'm on a live show is always the most terrifying. So let's see how this works. Okay, there's one. There's the other one. Now I'm just going to fill in the bottom a little bit. Well, Tori, yours is very impressive. I just do the tiniest little shit because if I try to do more, then I just go over the top. Thanks. I know this is the new like blush duo that I was given. It is weird because it's a cream blush, which I've just started, like I've never used before, but I got given it as a gift, so I've been trying it. Well, thanks, you guys. You make me feel good about myself. Now I'm just going to fill in a little bit. I very early on got quick at makeup because if I took too long, I would get really impatient. So I can do my like whole face when I'm not talking with you guys. I could do my whole face in like 7 minutes. So because if it took me any longer, I wouldn't do it. That's my point. But, you know, we all have our own thing. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. I miss makeup. I'm allergic. Oh, no. We should have a wing eyeliner class at school. That is hilarious. I like taking my time with my makeup. Yes, yeah. I mean, I would take longer if I could have, but I like sleep more. Like I work every day at 8 a.m. My alarm goes off at 6:30. I get up at 7. I literally hit snooze until 7, and I'm leaving by 7:30. So I have to do my makeup in about less than 10 minutes so that I can eat breakfast and get out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to do my mascara, and then we're like almost done here. So with that, and then I'll get to the books because yes, I do have books to show. I have books to share. So it depends on the day. Like I have a bunch of mascaras to choose from, but what I'm using today is I have the Essence, the Lash Princess. This one is the volume mascara. And then my this is my favorite mascara for the eyelashes that I have, is the Sky High Maybelline and fine comb. So I put on like a layer of this to like define it out, and then this one like volumes it up. So again, like this is the comb on it. It's pretty small. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. Sunny, The Flame in the Flower. Funny you should mention that book because it's going to be in my book haul. I have tried reading it before. I read the first 80 pages and then it's not The Flame in the Flower. I have The Wolf and the Dove in this book haul. Just kidding. And it is an oldie, Sunny. It is the OG. It is the beginning of mass market paperback historical romances. So even though I will probably never finish it, I own 3 copies of it because I am also a book collector. Okay, I'm almost done. Ooh, boy. I've also I've just seen enough. I've seen a few, sorry, I'm holding it up too far. I've seen a few book vlogs of people reading The Flame and the Flower, and nobody enjoys it, even if they're reading it for like a historical purpose or because they want to read the first book. Like nobody has a great time with it, you know? Warda, I mean, it's the first bodice ripper. So the woman has like no agency, you know. She falls in love with a man who rapes her repeatedly. It's just like it's a lot, but it is the beginning. It's the beginning, and there's a lot of history about it. So I would never disregard it or call it trash or not worth it because it is the beginning. Like it's the beginning, but that doesn't mean that it's great, as a lot of beginnings aren't great, but they have the building blocks with which we'll build better things, you know? Okay, so that's when it's going to be hard to see. That's when I just put on this one, which I shouldn't talk so much because I don't want it to dry before I finish. And then I'm going to use the Essence one, which has this kind of a brush to build them out a little bit. Warda, there's a lot of reasons why it was. It had a lot to do with like escapism and there being a lot of like parallels between, even though women were becoming in the career world and they were getting out there, they still felt that like they weren't being seen, you know? So there's that. Okay, so that's done. So now I'm going to put this on. I've only done it twice so far. So yeah. I have used it, Melissa. I don't use it very often, but I do have some. I just end up not wanting to layer so much on. I also used to have like eyeshadow primer too, which was amazing, but I just don't care too much currently, but yes, eyelash primer is amazing. It's pretty great. So, okay. So I have this cream blush, which again, I would never have bought this. I got this as a gift, but you do the, like, it's sticky. If you can't tell, it's like, it's liquid, which is just like, it just blows my mind. I'm used to powder blushes. So I'm just going to use my finger and like put a little bit on, and then I have my like brush for it. So here goes. And I still feel like it does like align a little bit, but then I use the like pale one right beside it. Or the highlighter, that's what it's called. The pale one. Jeez. Well, I never claimed to be a professional, so what can you do? Okay. So there's a nice rosiness there. Thank you, Melissa. You're so sweet. It's like, it always looks very red on under the lights, but it does have some purple in it too. It is true, Warda. It is the pale one. The only thing about it is I wish, I don't know. I feel like I don't blend it out completely right yet. And so, like, okay, here's the thing. I have rosacea. And so it's funny to me to cover up my red spots and then like artfully add back in red spots. Isn't that the way it is? You know, it's like the people that like you have freckles and you cover them and then you like draw some freckles back on your face. I don't know. It's okay. But I kind of like it. It looked okay. The videos coming out in the next like week, I have this on. So see how you like those. But okay, so the last thing, I want to try these new lipsticks. I'm a little nervous. So there's this matte one. And there's also this like gloss, which is really cool. But then there's also this gloss balm that looks like that. So I don't know. These are a little more like rosy than I like. I like more pinky colors or else like really bold red. So we'll see what this looks like. I've never used it before. Yeah. I love going to town putting cream blush on under my foundation and then foundation over it gives a natural flash color. Interesting. I wonder how that would look, Stephanie, since like I use a I use a liquid foundation. Does that still like come through when you do that? Like you just make it really bold under it and then it comes through? I don't know. I don't get too creative with it. I just do what I like. So have another drink of coffee. Okay. Clean my lips off and then see how this goes. Oh shit. This is intense. I like it. Oh, snap. This is intense. I think I love it. The only thing is it has very defined lines. So I'm not the best at, I feel like I need a lipstick. What's it called? Around the outside. I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna let it dry and then put on the gloss over the top. But I do not hate this. It is like, it almost is like a brass. Yes, thank you. Lip liner. I just went out of my head. Thank you. It looks kind of like a bronze, doesn't it? It's like a red bronze. Bronze. It's supposed to dry and stay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then I'll put the top on, and then we'll do some books. My first romances I ever read were my great-grandmother's book by M. Deli and Hedwig Korthmaller. They had some great stories, and this books were the first published in 1913. Wow. Thank you, Samantha. That is so sweet. I'm glad. It does seem just a little bit of flux from the inside. Pretty nice. And it doesn't feel too dry. But so again, I didn't buy this brand. I got this stuff as a gift. Thank you, Rachel. You're so sweet. Sorry, Melissa. I'm going to film today, and I just like to get pretty when I do that, because for work, I do like a plain face. Like I just do that. So when I film for you guys, I like to look pretty. So no, I'm just doing it for me. And I really wanted to try the lipstick before I wore it to work. You know what I mean? But okay, what was I saying? So I got these as a gift, and obviously like a lot of lipsticks say, oh, it's long lasting, it won't smudge, and then they don't always. And pretty much one of the only brands I found that like actually does that is the Maybelline matte lipstick. But it's almost like it's so hard to get off. So you get it on and it's there, but then you have residue of it on your face for like on your lips for like 2 days. And the remover that they give you to scrub it off, like it hurts. So this one says it doesn't dry you out, and it does have the feel that it would be soft, but I'm also have then it literally has rose petals in it, gloss that came with it that I'm going to put over the top of it. So let me put that on, and then we'll get to the books. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for putting up with me and hanging out with me. Here we go. Well, that was fun. Okay, so there's the makeup for the day. Let's get to some books. I got a book haul to share, almost an hour in. See, it does not take me an hour to do my makeup. I promise. It takes me like 10 minutes. But what can you do about it, you know? What can you do? Okay, so I have some presents that I got. And then some historicals for a book haul. So let's go through those, and then we can do a little bit of chat before I film my videos. Hello, my big sis. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Melissa. You're folding laundry. See, it's great to get a task done. It's great to get a task done. My lighting is still bugging me. I think it's okay now. We'll see. Whatever. Okay, so where should we start? Let's start with the presents, because presents are fun. So these are from Jessin, from Jessin Reads Romance, one of my besties. She sent me such a sweet box. I'll tell you, the card inside of this made me cry so much. Crystal will be able to confirm. Jessin used like fancy paper and like a wax seal on the card. Like, it was beautiful. And she'd asked me for some books that I didn't have on my wish list, but that I wanted because she didn't want anyone else to get them for me. So I was like, okay, here's my wish list. So I asked for a first edition of The Wolf and the Dove. And I think that she found that here. So here is, I do have a first edition of The Flame and the Flower. As I said, I have many editions. I have 2 other editions of this book as well, but I have not been able to find the first edition. So as I said, being a collector, these are books that I don't necessarily want to read. I'm not saying never. I'm just saying I'm not all like, oh my God, I need that book because I want to read it. These are books I want because they're beautiful. So this is one of the cool old covers. It's in very good condition for that. You know, like some of these because I have seen one of these editions before, but the cover was like barely holding on. And since it was only 50 cents, I was like, I'm not going to get it. But there was this one. Then, if Renee is still here, she'll get a kick out of this. But I read Rose by Lee Greenwood last month, and I really liked it. But I have, reach backwards. But I got this cover of it, which was a recover of it. And all the other ones I have the original covers. So she found me the original cover, which is a completely different style than this. It's even a completely different style than the other ones in the series. Because, like, this is book 2. This is Fern. So there's this one. So she found me this by Lee Greenwood. So I have read this one. I don't know if this is I don't think this one is a first printing, but it's one of the original covers. So that made me very, very happy. And then, this made me so happy too. So I read the Legal Brief series in November, I think. And Sustained was my favorite one, which was recommended by a couple of you, actually. But I did read the whole trilogy, and I hated the first book. Loved this book, which is a lawyer, playboy, who the beginning of the book is him like he literally has a venereal disease, so he can't go on dates for a while. Well, he could go on dates, but he can't fuck anybody because he got a venereal disease from the last one. Well, he doesn't get it, but he has to get tested for it and go on the antibiotics. So, which, number one, I actually love. It's not fun to be in your romance, but I like when realistic things like that get shown, that if you aren't being careful with your sexual health, you might get something funky going on down there. Like, it's okay to have sex with whoever you want, but it's not okay to not be responsible. So anyway, that's Jake, and he gets involved with this family of orphans and their aunt who's taking care of them. And I loved it so much. Like, it was so sweet because he's just this gruff playboy. And, well, like, gruff is kind of a weird way to describe a playboy, but he's this lawyer playboy, and he just gets drawn into these 6 children, and I love it. And then sidebarred is the novella that is about them, like, a couple years later, and I love it so much. Allie, I'm always curious what eyeshadow palettes you use. I use the cheap ass stuff, Allie. Like, I will be 100% honest with you. I buy, like, this one, like I shared, this is just e.l.f. Like, I literally got this at Hornbacher's, which is a grocery store. I buy the drugstore stuff. I'll buy the palettes when they're cheap, but I own this big palette. And then I have, like, a bunch of their, like, eyeshadow duos that are just the little ones. So literally, I am cheap. This makeup I got given as a gift is literally the most expensive makeup I've ever owned because I would not spend that much money on it. I just don't. Which someday I might need to take care of my skin better, but I don't. So anyway, these were my Christmas present from Jesson, along with, I'll show you this, along with this beautiful pin of the King of Men. That's for my Outlander shelf because she's the sweetest ever. So those were from Jesson. And then I have my gift from Crystal, she sent me Stealing Cinderella by A. Zavarelli, which I read when this book was like coming out. It was actually in the same series as the K. Webster Cold Queen. There was this dark fairy tale series. They're all like dark romance. And this one is literally like a captor captive with the prince. He like takes her captive and is like, there's some BDSM stuff going on, and it's really good. But I love this cover for it. Look at the back. So I'm very excited to reread this. There are a lot of books I want to reread in 2022. And then, of course, she sent me Flow. So now I have the complete Grip trilogy. It's so pretty. You need some Jeffree Star Ink palettes. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Thank you, SMT. How many tattoos do I have? Oh, that I haven't shown my tattoos in a long time. I have 4 tattoos. They're all very small. I have a cross here. I have this tattoo on my arm that says forgiven. I have, this one's hard to show, but it says Lumos with John 1:5 right underneath it, because Lumos is the spell for light, and John 1:5 in the Bible says the light shines in the darkness and the darkness cannot overcome it. So that is kind of a mental health Bible verse for me, a lot. And then the one that I always try to show off, but I always end up looking weird. This says "It is well," and that is from the hymn "It Is Well with My Soul," which is my grandmother's favorite hymn. I mean, it's pretty much my favorite hymn as well, but I cannot sing this song without thinking about my grandmother, who passed away 5 years ago now. Who's amazing. So anyway, sorry, sidetrack to talk about my tattoos, but I have plans for at least 2 more, but it's a matter of like, I would need to stop spending money on books and get a tattoo, and I just don't want to right now. Because one of them I want to get is very big. Like, it's a pretty big one. It's a lion that I want. And then there's actually a bookish tattoo that I want to get. The Harry Potter one is bookish, but it has more meaning to me than just like, it's not so much about the being bookish. It's about the feelings of hope and love that I got from that series. Whereas I do have like a bookish tattoo planned, but I don't know what it is. Okay. Then another gift that I got was Her Soul for Revenge, which my sweet Tiffany from Neverland Pixie sent to me. She's probably not awake yet because she was having a good old Vegas New Year's Eve. I'm sure there was lots of fireworks and fun. Oh, there's the light again. Hi, peekaboo. There we go. Which I'm very excited to have this. One thing though, and I'm not a huge fan of like the formatting that Harley chose, because there's a thing, like when you do this size of a indie book and you have a very thick book, it starts to not just bend, because all books can do that, but it's like the ink on it literally like curves the book. So as soon as you open it to read it once, it really starts to like degrade very quickly. So that's something that that is, I wish that it was bigger. I don't know. It's difficult. Yes, I'm very excited for the next book in this series. I loved this one. I love this one. I'm pretty sure the third book is about Everly, isn't it? Or was the first one Everly? No, that's Ray. I'm pretty sure the third one, isn't there someone named Everly in this? I can't remember. Let me look. Yeah, I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure there's an Everly in this series, which just makes me laugh. Yeah. Yep. I can't get away from those names, guys. Ren and Everly will follow me everywhere. Those are the names of my nieces, I think I've shared. So in 2021, I read 18 books that had either Ren or Everly as the heroine of their books. And it was just weird, okay? I never noticed it before, and now I notice it all the time. And I'm like, really? Really? It's weird. Okay. I have to fix the light again. I can't. If I didn't talk so slow, I could be done by now, but I just can't. Okay. Then where are those ones at? There's some more books. Where did I put those ones at? Oh, well. Okay. So I got sent the Book of Love by Aaron Slate. And this is from Peggy Lewis, who I could not find on social media because I didn't put their tag. It just said, this is from Peggy. This is book 2 in the Sweetness and Light series. So I actually don't know anything about this series, just being honest. The covers were so beautiful. Like, look at this. That I put them on my wish list because I was like, oh, they're pretty. I don't want to buy it for myself, but if someone wants to give me a gift, cool. So Peggy sent me book 2. So I still need to buy book 1. But I really love this cover. You know, it's an indie published historical. And I think it's a kind of like a match. I think it's like a matchmaking one. I don't know, but it's awesome. So I got that. Then the author of this book has actually, this is funny. So this is Residual Effect by Sydney Porter. So Sydney Porter actually sent me a copy of this book about a year ago, but it had a different cover. And the cover was not great, obviously, because she redid it. Because this book is set in the 1990s in New Orleans, and it is about BDSM. And it had a very odd cover. And you know what? Sometimes, a lot of times, indie authors, they can't afford a super fancy cover, so they do the best that they can. But the cover that this had before had no indication that it was sexy or that it was romance. It was literally just like a fleur-de-lis with the title over the front. And if you don't know, that's like the little like symbol. It's like a French symbol or whatever that's in like architecture and art. Anyway. And so they sent me a letter. They resent this book to me. And they sent me a letter saying that, like, I'm sending you a book you already have. And you politely told me that the simplicity of the cover, you know, kind of made it mistaken about what it was about. And so she went ahead and redid the cover for it. So she sent me a new one with a new cover so that I could share it and hopefully maybe move it up my TBR, as she politely said. So I do have this one in my TBR tin, which I did redo recently. I have a card in there that says, read a book that was sent to you by an author to review. So hopefully, I mean, I definitely would pick this up now. This is pretty cool. I mean, it definitely looks sexy. So I like BDSM. Residual Effect. I cannot figure out what the cover for Residual cover is. It's Residual Effect was the name of the original one. I'll show you. It was a pretty... Nope. Goodreads must be crashing today since it's the first day of the month, but I should have it in my library. Hold on. Nope, I don't have the original cover in my library, but it was really plain. It was really plain. Goodreads, it's no surprise that Goodreads is crashing today because it's the first of the year and everybody's updating stuff at once. But anyway, so thank you to the author for sending me this. I will try to get to it. That's the only promise I ever make because I don't generally solicit authors to send me books because I don't know when I'll get to them. Oh, earrings with butterflies. Yeah, I love butterflies. I actually only have 2, but I wear them all the time. I have the pretty pink ones that are new. And then I have these ones I've had for a while. I just like butterflies. I like animals in general. So then this is also funny, which I don't know if Kay is still watching, Kay Allister, but So Kay had sent me her book earlier this year, and I loved it. This was her debut book, The Devil and I. And the copy that I had originally got, there was a misprint that was going on, and the spine was upside down. And so Kay sweetly was like, I'll send you a new copy. And I was like, you do not have to send me a new copy. Like, I'm fine. It's very unique that the spine is upside down. And she was like, no, no, no. So I put it back on my wish list because Kay was going to send me a copy that was fixed. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Well, my friend Tara from Tara North, she snapped this up and sent it to me. So, Kay, you do not need to send me a new copy of The Devil and I because my friend did it already. So I have a mint right direction of The Devil and I, but I'm definitely keeping my misprinted one as well because it's very unique, and it means a lot to me that that was her debut book and that she sent it to me. And if you haven't read The Devil and I yet, this is a psychopath, a police officer who's a serial killer, and a woman that he rescues from her suicide attempt. So all those triggers apply that I just said. But I loved this book, and I can't wait to see what Kay does next. So anyway, Tara sent this to me. And then I was recently on her podcast for her 1-year anniversary. I've been on her podcast many times because we talk about dark romance. And one of the books that she loved this year that she sent me was The Wish Collector by Mia Sheridan, which I've only read like one book by Mia Sheridan. And I liked it quite a bit, but I didn't know where to go next with her books. And she loved this one. So she sent this to me as a gift so that I will hopefully read it. SMT said, I'm reading Bound right now, and I cannot believe that I'm loving a series about alien spiders. I know, okay? No one is more surprised than me. I literally read that book out of morbid fascination, okay? I was like so nervous to try it. But it's funny because 3 years ago, when I first heard of Tiffany Roberts, who, by the way, will be on this channel next week. So excited for that. They have a Kraken series. And when I was first like getting a part of the romance community, we were reading weird romances, which, you know, is definitely Bree's brand these days. She's amazing with it. And I did not like the Kraken books because things were slimy. Okay. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it. Things were slimy. And so, yeah, I didn't love it. And so I honestly never tried another Tiffany Roberts. But then I saw Ensnared and I had to try. Like, I just was like, you know what? I'm willing to try weirder things now. And I love them. And so that's also, I've said this in a video, I ordered their whole trilogy in the paperbacks because I just love those covers. I could just, the art by Sam, I can't remember his name, who does their covers, or he maybe does their fan art. I don't know if he does their covers, but he does their fan art for sure. And I'm obsessed. I love it. And my order got canceled because Amazon was having shipping issues. So I got a refund and I reordered them, and hopefully they will be here next week before the live show, because obviously I like to display the author's books when we're on the live show just to show how much of a fan I am. So yeah, Stacy. Yeah, there was a misprint. It is fixed now. You know, it was her first time designing her book, right? Because she did all of that herself as an indie author does. So she did a really great job, though. I'm very proud to have read that book and shared it, and I can't wait to see. She told me she's doing Mafia next. We'll see if she really is. But again, Stacy, I was like, well, this is super unique. I don't usually get books. The inside's perfectly fine, and it's like I usually read stuff on Kindle anyway. So the snake dudes you mentioned in one of your videos, I hate snakes, and I wouldn't be able to read that. Again, I'm terrified of snakes and spiders. And I'm not telling you to do it if it'll terrify you, but I tried them and I love both the Nagas and the Vricks. I love them. Have you read A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor? Have I read A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor? It's literally 1 foot away from me. I love it. I cannot wait for the next book to come out. Love it. Okay, continuing on. I was very interested in reading more of Cherise Sinclair because I have read some of her before. Let me see if I can find the note. I can't find the note. But one of my wonderful viewers, I had put these books on my wish list and they sent me the entire series, which is absolutely beautiful. Let me find. Where's the first one? 3, 4. Okay. So they sent me, and I think these are, because the series is called Sons of the Survivalists, and I'm really into like forced proximity and survival romances, like romantic suspense stuff. So Cherise Sinclair, who writes a lot of like BDSM romances, I don't know if these ones have BDSM in them or not, but the series really intrigued me. So one of my viewers sent me all 4 of them, which was so kind. They sent me Not a Hero, so Son of the Survivalists, Lethal Balance, What You See, and Soar High. So those are the 4. These like seriously give me like, I don't know. They give me like CSI vibes. I know that's weird, but I don't know. Like they just remind me of like of that. But I want to try these. So thank you so much who sent those. I can't find my note, but I talked with who sent me these. So thank you so much. Yeah, creative moments. I love A Lady of Brooksgrave Manor. I am not a big fan of other reverse harems, but I did like that series a lot. No BDSM, they're romantic suspense. Well, thank you, Jilly. That worked for me. It was you who sent them. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I lost your note. It's definitely in one of my books though, because I keep every note and card people send me because it makes me feel so honored that you send me something. Okay, so then I cannot find. Oh, geez, they're right in front of me. And then Tori, I don't know if Tori is still watching. She sent me just the sweetest gift. She sent me a signed copy of Thief of Shadows. Oh, signed copy of this. Let me find the signature. It doesn't have the step back, but I have one with the step back. I don't care. There is a signed Thief of Shadows, which is one of my favorite books this year. And then she sent me a really pretty step back. So this one's by Catherine Creel, and it's called Wind Song. And this one says, it's a thrilling romance set against the turmoil and pageantry of medieval Ireland. I do not have many Irish ones. And look at that. Oh my God. I know, Crystal. It was the sweetest. It was so sweet. Winter is my baby. I love him so much. And then, funny you should mention Master of the Shadowlands, Lee, because I bought this one for myself. This was not a gift. But I'm done with the ones that were gifts, I think. Yeah. So I found this one for really cheap. This has the first 2 books. I've actually read the first 4 books, but these ones are not in Kindle Unlimited. So literally you have to buy them for like $5.99, and they're like novella length books. Okay. They're very expensive. So back when I was really doing a deep dive into BDSM, I wanted to try like all different kinds because I was really honing in on what my favorite one was. And I really liked these. They were very interesting. So yeah, I found this bind up on, what's it called? Thrift books. Yeah, thrift books for only like $5. And I was like, well, $5 for a physical copy for the first 2 books. So I have this. I find out about a lot of good books from your videos. I haven't been able to indulge as much lately because you're a COVID nurse. Well, thank you so much for what you do. Like, oh my gosh, that has to be a tough job. Thank you so much for that. Crystal, you're watching my top 10 videos. I know. Oh my gosh. I like that you're going to do videos for your favorite different like genres of them, because it was very difficult to put my top 10 together. But it also feels really good when I have my top 10, because it's like because I do the 6-star books, it can just be like, all of these are 6 stars. I love them, but these are the ones. But it was very hard. It was also tough because, sorry, sidetrack, but historical romances, based on the rating scale that I created for the favorites, and if you've watched the vlogs where I read my favorites, you'll know, it's very hard for a historical to score as high because it doesn't have the spice number in there. But Thief of Shadows, it actually does, because Winter, he might be a virgin, but he's ready to do things. And also, I just was like, screw it, I'm putting it higher on the list. So this is a subjective list. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Anyway. Okay, so these ones, I wouldn't call these like gifts because I technically pay for them, but I finally got a package from Katie Robert. She hasn't had any books, a ton of books come out lately, so I didn't have a ton of them coming in. But I finally got Queen. So I have Queen, which is the 3rd book in the Vampire Bloodlines vampire series. Oh my gosh, it has the name of the book. Sorry. Radiant Sin is what that poly quad is going to be called. It's in her book. That's awesome. So there we go. I didn't know the name of it. It's in my book. That's great. Sorry. And then she also sent us, which I was actually really happy because I was going to order this book. And then she said, I'm going to send that one since it has a short story in it. So she sent me Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, which is a bind up of a bunch of like Christmas novellas. And it has Pam Godwin, Jenica Snow, Gianna Darling, and Sam Mariano and Jade West in here. And it's all part of like the Midnight Dynasty. They're all like short stories that fit in there. Hi, Amy. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you're at. And the Pam Godwin one in here is about Tinsley and Magnus. Ooh. So when I did my reread of Lessons in Sin, I just went ahead and read this after. And like, I love Magnus. I love him so much. I love him so much. Mackie, I just watched Crystal's video this morning while I was getting ready, and I cried too because it made me happy. Sorry, I got my package. Yes, I love it. I cry all the time, guys. This isn't a surprise. It doesn't even have to be my favorites video. I'm probably going to cry this week when I film that video, when I film my weekly wrap up, because there was books making me cry. So anyway, those are from Katie Robert. This is taking forever. I'm so sorry. You guys put up with me way too long. All right. Some other new books I got. So Temptation of the Highlander, which finally came in, which I've already read. I will be talking about this in my weekly wrap up because I read this in one day. And I will reread it as soon as the audiobook releases because Juliet, my sweet friend Juliet Cross, she was reading this book and she was pointing out stuff that I totally missed because, guys, I miss stuff all the time. Like, I'm a speed reader. I do understand what I'm reading, but I don't always pick up on the more subtle things going on. So I'm going to reread this when her audiobook comes out because I fucking love her audiobooks so much. And this book, like, there are definitely some trigger warnings for harm to animals, though. I just want to put that out there. I realized I didn't put that in my Goodreads review, and so I slipped it in there because I am not triggered by many things. Y'all know this. And it's usually things that don't trigger other people. It's things to do with like babies and abortion and infidelity. That's not, well, infidelity as well, but infertility really gets me. And harm to animals just stabs me in the gut. Like, and there was a lot of harm to animals in here. It's not like gratuitous because there's a purpose. Well, there's not a like, I don't want to spoil it, but there was a lot of harm to animals. So if that is sensitive for you, like, know it going in. But I love this. Loved it. Scarred Regrets. I've read and reviewed this. This just came out. This is book 5. And this might be my favorite one in the series, like for real. Because this hero was just so different than all the rest. I love this one. This is, I mean, no surprise since the book is called Scarred Regrets, but this has a scarred hero whose name is Scar. So there's some literary uses for you right there. Very dark mafia romance, but love that one. Then I picked up some historicals that new came out. A Scoundrel of Her Own by Stacey Reed. Really love this one. Gave it 4.5 stars. So pretty. Who else is excited that they're not going to be doing the XL paperbacks anymore? I am so happy about that because I'm so sick of these. And I'm already sad that the series that they've ruined by doing it this size, like they're going to go back to the other one. Anyway, very excited to have this. I picked up Gentleman Seeks His Bride because I buy all of Megan Frampton's books because I really want to support her as an author, even though I have not read most of the ones that I bought. But they're always a solid 4 stars for me. Like I have a good time. Ooh, are you agreeing with me or you have a question, Crystal? Mackie, can you please do a Midnight Dynasty? Or you're agreeing with me? You're agreeing with me. A Midnight Dynasty breakdown video. I don't know when that would happen, Mackie, just to be honest, because I'm not interested in all the books in the series. And I tend to not do breakdown videos for things I haven't read because I don't want to misspeak. There is a post on the Dangerous Romance Club where they tell you the order that the books go in, but it's just not a huge thing for me. And then I also picked up Not the Kind of Earl You Marry by Kate Pembroke. I believe this is her debut book. Yes, it is a debut book. And Amanda from the Naughty Librarian, who I was just on her channel like 2 weeks ago. I did a wine tasting with her, which was really fun. And she had told me about this book in a video, that this was a debut for an author. And I think it's one of those, okay. It reminded me a lot of My Darling Duke because he hears about his supposed fiance through an advertisement in the paper. Like someone claims to be his fiance or something like that. So yeah, but it wasn't her who did it either. Like someone else did it. So I don't know, but I thought that was cool. What is this? I Am in the Minority, but I love the extra large size because they're easier to read than regular mass market paper. So you know what? You're not wrong about that. They can be easier to read. But like, I don't find that with a historical romance, it's that much harder. Like if fantasy books, because like I think of Wheel of Time. I read Wheel of Time in the mass market where they're like this thick, or like Outlander where they're this thick. That's really hard to open, but I don't know. Your opinion is definitely valid. I don't want them to be this size. So I'm glad that they realized that it made a lot of people angry. Mass market paperbacks are just too cute. Yes, I don't know. They're just awkward. I mean, I kind of like that the art is bigger. Like, I do, but I don't know. I just don't love that. Maybe it's because I listen to most of my historicals. That could be it too. I don't usually physically read my mass market paperbacks. So that could be it too. Yeah, random book size in the middle. It's like, because now it's like, are you going to reprint these ones? Like, is book 4 in the series going to be back to the other side? So are you going to reprint this one? Because that's what's going to happen. So, but do you guys remember, I don't know what year this happened, but there were those mass market paperbacks that were like extra tall. Because in my Catherine Coulter series, one of the books was printed with that extra tall size. So they've done this before. You know, they've tried to mess with the size before, and people always want it to go back to normal. So why are we fucking around? I don't know. So anyway, those are some new historicals I bought. And then, which I know I shared this on Instagram, but I have been wanting to buy this book for a little while now, and I just could not justify it. I can justify a lot of stuff, but I could not justify buying this book, which was $45. I will show you in a second. It was $45. But when Barnes & Noble had their 50% all of their hardbacks, I was able to justify it now because it was 50% off. So I bought myself the 25th anniversary of Drums of Autumn, which I did not need. Because I literally have 3 copies of this book already. Okay, I have 3 copies of this book already. But it's so pretty and it's gold And for a long time, this was my favorite book in the series. I don't know if it's still my favorite book now. I don't know. I changed. But it has the thicker pages. I had to do it. So I got it for $22.50, and I was able to justify getting it for that. Sadly, my Barnes & Noble did not have any of the other special editions, or I mean the anniversary editions. They only had this one, but as soon as I heard about the sale, I was like, I'm going to go snap that up, and I was able to get it. So, and I did have a $50 gift card to Amazon, or not Amazon, to Barnes & Noble for Christmas. So basically I didn't buy this for myself, you know? So it's so pretty. It's so pretty. But now I'm like, what am I going to do? Because it's like I have all of the other ones in both the like large size and the small size. And then I have some of the like original covers of the mass market paperbacks. And so basically I want to find cross stitch. I want cross stitch very badly. And I also want the anniversary edition. So what am I doing? What am I doing? Blossom and Jenn, what are you doing? That was so nice. Did you have a question? Or are you just being the sweetest person ever? Like, what you doing here? Well, thank you for sending me a present. If you have a question, please let me know. To buy used for a new hardcover book. No need to justify. Oh my God, you are so sweet. Oh, stop it. Okay, I will do that. Anyway, yeah, I'm very happy with this gift for me. Okay, moving on. Okay. Now we're getting to all the historicals I got. So I went to my favorite, just lurking. Love your channel. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, so I have some historicals I bought because I went to my favorite bookstore back home, and then when I was going Christmas shopping for other people, I went to my favorite used bookstore in Fargo because I hadn't went in a long time, because I try to wait a good amount of time before I go back again so that there is new books out, because it's this really tiny bookstore. If you ever happen to be in Fargo, it's this really tiny bookstore. So she only has room to display so many books at a time. So I will like wait, and I'll go right when she opens, so the shelf will be full, because those old ladies, and I say this with love, there's some old ladies in town that they'll come in and just pick through that shelf. So I got to get there at the right time. Okay. So let's go through what I got here. Well, some of these are from thrift books. So I already showed some of these. These are some books that I picked up because they were viewer recommendations. Okay. So I have Outlaw Hearts, which Renee has been wanting me to read, so I'm going to try this. Then there's Wild Child by Mary Jo Putney. Then there is A Momentary Marriage and a Perfect Gentleman by Candace Camp. I have never read a Candace Camp, but I believe this one was recommended on my channel, but there is 2 in the series, so I just grabbed both of them. So you found Den of Vipers at a used bookstore? Wow, that's nice. So those were viewer recommendations. Okay, this Patricia Rice is called Denim and Lace. I might do this step back today for Step Back Saturday. I haven't done my Step Back Saturday yet. Look at this one. I literally love this silk dress, and look at the mountains. Look at this art. It is so beautiful. Oh my God. I found Winning Miss Wakefield by Vivian Loret. Vivian Loret is on my authors I want to read this year, and I love when I find the little Avon impulse, because I don't know, I don't always love novellas, but I like these. So I picked this up by Vivian Loret. I picked up A Summer to Remember by Mary Balog. This is, I guess, a prequel to the Bedouin series, which I definitely plan to dive into because both Crystal and Jessen have been raving about it. So I was looking for the other books in the series, and I didn't find any of those. I actually have 2 of them, but they're like the later books. And I found this one, and they said that This is the book that introduces the Bedouins. So I snapped that up. I love how shiny it is, but it's very hard to show with my ring light. I grabbed The Tarnished Lady by Sandra Hill. I don't know why I keep buying Sandra Hill. People always ask me for Viking recommendations. Like, honestly, that comes up quite a bit when I ask for videos. And like, I haven't read any Viking ones that I liked. So I keep buying them because I want to find one that I like. So I don't even know if this one is a Viking one, but I know Sandra Hill mostly writes Viking ones. This one might not be. Let me see. Oh no, it is. It's 946.80. So definitely is. So love that. I found another one of these like original Christine Feehan When They Were Love Spell. So I just love these covers, okay? Because this is a paranormal, like, vampire romance, okay? And it looks like it's in the Scottish Highlands or some shit. Because I also had found Dark Challenge that had a cover like this. And so now I'm on the hunt to find all of them. So this is Dark Desire. And I believe this one's book 2. Yeah, this one's book 2. This is an original printing, When It Was a Love Spell, from 1999. I know, Stephanie. I know. I stumbled across Dark Challenge at a used bookstore, and I was like, excuse me? This is not the cover of this book that I read as a teen. So I love it. Stacy says, Vivian Lorette is one of my favorite modern historical authors. I own all of her books, including anthologies. Well, that's good to know. I have quite a few of hers. I know, the Feehan Clinch covers. They are adorable. Okay, so I have another Mary Jo Putney. This one is called Shattered Rainbows. This one has a very interesting step back. So this is the step back. Look at that cove there. His shiny black boots. This one is just so interesting. This one is a topaz. And let's see. This one is from 1996. So very interesting. This is a Regency, though. This is so crazy. This is a Regency. That is bonkers. Chelsea, I'm in the UK and it's so hard to find used or first edition history. I believe it, man. It's funny though, because didn't the UK, like, they had their own versions of a lot of the imprints, didn't they? I remember on Fated Mates, they have had some of the, like, their Trailblazer episodes. By the way, I haven't done a plug for Fated Mates in a long time, but if you don't check out that podcast, you absolutely should. Jenn Peckoff and Sarah McLean, they're doing this series with are they in season 4 or season 5? I don't know. But they're doing Trailblazer episodes. So they're talking about these different authors who were the Trailblazers. It's amazing. And they talked about like the UK imprints of stuff. All right. So this is a Karen Roberts. I've been collecting more Karen Roberts. I've only read one of her contemporary books, which is a contemporary that takes place in 1996. I read that. It was a viewer recommendation and I really liked it. But she writes historicals. So I've been scooping up a couple of those. So this one's called Shameless. This one is a Regency. It's a pretty thick one too. This one's like 500 pages. And then I also have Desire in the Sun, which is, let me see. Oh, this one doesn't say where it takes place, but it's a shipwreck. That's why I grabbed this one. This one's a shipwrecked book. So I want to check that one out. All right. Susan Johnson, okay, truth time. I tried reading one of her books like a month ago because it was a contemporary and it was supposed to be an erotic contemporary. And I've been buying Susan Johnson because she actually is from Minnesota and she grew up in like Ely, Minnesota, which is not like really close to where I grew up. But anytime I find historical romance authors from my home state, I tend to want them. And so I have quite a few of her historicals now. And then I also have that contemporary. And so this one is Seized by Love. And I think this one is part of the series I already have, but this one is from 1978. Okay, this is a reprint from 1994, but this is from 1978. So that's kind of cool. So I've been scooping up her books because she's from where I live. Oh no, you hated it. All right, a lot of gaslighting. Well, it is from 1978. So this is like a bodice ripper though. So we'd know that going in. William, you're reading Brutal Print? What? Are you reading Brutal Prince, or you're saying you're a Brutal Prince? Because I mean, I don't know if I would advertise that. Okay, this one is by Malia Martin. I have never heard of her, but one of my TBR prompts is to read a book blurbed by Julia Quinn. So I've been scooping up some romances I find that are blurbed by Julia Quinn so that I will have options for this. So this is called Pride and Prudence, and we have a nice little windswept oceanside, cliffside cover of this one. And this one is I don't think he's a pirate, but he's a captain because his name is Captain James Ashley. So I don't know. I don't think he's a pirate. And I do have some other Malia Martins, I guess, because I have that one. I guess I didn't remember. Y'all, I can't remember them all. Here's another Sandra Hill. I told you I was collecting them. This one is My Fair Viking. Nice little cover there. Then I have a Samantha James, My Lord Conqueror. And you know what? I like this purple cover. It's very beautiful. There is also a nice, this is a medieval, I believe. Look at that, like nice muscle we got going on. I like it. This one is 1995. So that one's pretty. Then I didn't need this one, but the copy of this book that I have is pretty beat up. Like the step back is coming off. So whenever I find copies of Lisa Kleypas, I buy them. If they have the step back, like I buy them because I'll either give them to friends or sell them. But I found another like OG cover of Mine Till Midnight with the step back that isn't as fragile as the one I have. It's still pretty fragile, but I had to grab it because it has the gold emboss, which is just gorgeous. So this one's definitely not new to my collection. I actually have 2 other copies of this one, but when I find one with a step back, I snap it up because I just grab Kleypas. When Kleypas is there, I grab them. Or historical romances just have the best cut. They sure do. Here's another Sandra Hill. This one is A Tale of Two Vikings. I love the red. I actually like her hair looks so good in this picture. Like I love it. And he has this like little braid hanging down. I love it. I hope you got the step back. Oh my gosh. I hope you got the step back too. That is the hardest part of like ordering used books, especially if they're being sold by someone who doesn't care about that. Yes, Stephanie, I did the same thing. Like when I find a copy of the book, because especially when I'm buying historical romances, I'm usually finding them for like between $1 and $5, depending on the place that's selling them. So I'm usually willing to upgrade. So this is called A Season for Seduction by Jennifer Haymore. A nice little Christmassy step back. Like that almost little like negligee she's wearing is really pretty. I don't tend to grab like Christmas books, but this one is a full length, like it's a regular length one, but it takes place at Christmas. So I just really liked her little green cape as well. So I snapped this up. And this one, I think I'm interested in this one. Oh yeah, I'm interested in this one too, because this is a widowed lady who she's just looking for like a lover. And then she meets Jack, who he's looking for a wife. So, you know, cross purposes, but it's not a virgin heroine. So I like that. I don't always want to read virgin historicals. We have a Brenda Joyce. which is Secrets. Look at this mask. And then we have this cover in here, because I believe this one is a Western. No, maybe it's not. I don't know. He's wearing a tool belt. So, or he's wearing a gun belt. Yeah, it's $18.99. Are they in America? Yeah, they're in California. What? I bet this is like, I'm not sure. But I love the mask on this. I love it. And then, yeah. It's good stuff. Oh, I forgot I had another gift in here. Oh, cool. This one is from Esty. She sent me Magnate by Joanna Shoop. So I have shared, I have a mixed relationship with the Shoop, with Madam Shoop, but I know that this series, a lot of people really love this one, or specifically this book. So I decided to give this one a try because this is the Knickerbocker Club, and I've heard good things about this one. So I was sent this by Esty. So thank you, Esty, so much. Then I have another Karen Robards. This one is Forbidden Love. This one's really pretty. And then the last one that I have is I found a Beverly Jenkins, and this one is The Taming of Jessie Rose. And I buy also every Beverly Jenkins that I find. So here we go. Oh, got some lipstick on there. There we go. So there we go. So there we are. That's the haul. That took a long time. So we'll go for another like 10 minutes here. Do you have any book recommendations for me you want to give me? Because usually I now want those to go through the book rec form. But if you have any recommendations you'd like to make me, we can. Or any video requests, I will write them down. Or any other questions. Like if you have a question too, we'll go for another 15 minutes. I can't believe we were on here for 2 hours. I talk way too long. But you guys all stuck around, so what do you know? T is from Croatia, and truth be told, I haven't read a book in my own language in like forever. I read and listen in English. Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine. We are very spoiled here. Just like with access to books and with all of that, like we're very lucky. Oh, snap. I'm in Tiffany Roberts, Tiffany Roberts Patreon, and they post smutty art, and they just posted something today. Oh, thanks, Sam. Thanks for spending some time with me. I mean, I literally am like, it is so cold. I don't even know if I'll go to church tomorrow because it's supposed to still be really cold. So the only way I can get my human interaction is to do this. Thanks, Candace. Do you like time travel Highlander romances? I mean, Outlander's the only one I really like. You really like the cartoon covers. Yes, I agree. The only ones I like, literally the only ones I like, are the Minerva Spencer ones. Those are the only ones I've liked. And that is this one. Because it's not really cartoon, but I love these silhouette ones. They're the only ones I like. Undated about Sophie Lark's new book. William, I don't know what you mean. You're asking for an update or what? They're going to be on my channel on the 15th. We can ask them about it then. Who most inspired you to read? Oh, I mean, it was my parents. My parents definitely did. There's a lot of issues in my house growing up. Praise the Lord, those are all gone now. But my dad could read a book in like one sitting, but my mom read every day. She read every night for between 20 minutes to an hour before bed. As soon as I was able to read to myself, they didn't read to me anymore. So that's what we did. And we read like in between, like during the commercial breaks of shows back, when you had to sit through the commercials. So yeah, it was definitely my parents. Some videos that I have coming up, just to share those. If you are a channel member in Dedicated Diva or above, there are 3 videos waiting for you. I did a tea chat where I took some questions and answered those. I have a, what are the other videos that I did? Oh yeah, I have my stats videos coming out too. I have my December stats and my end of the year stats. I'm also working on a video with teach me romances, so either sexual or other things. And then possessive heroes. So those are 2 videos I'm working on. It's awesome, Jen. My mom used to punish me for reading too much. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. It was also very hard for my parents to punish me that way because there was a couple times where I was grounded and I literally was like grounded in my room full of books. So I couldn't watch TV, but books were just as good as TV for me. Yeah, my parents are great. There are a lot of things they did wrong, but there are a lot of great things. Bewitching by Jill Barnett is a great one. Do you have a rec for a book that made you cry but left you feeling happy at the end? I mean, Warda. Most of my books, because they all have an HEA. So yeah, I definitely cry. I mean, if you watch my favorites video, pretty much all of those. So like, still, that made me cry a lot, but I was happy at the end. The Takeover, I laughed and cried and was very happy at the end. Yeah, those kind of books. Thank you for the new year. I can't wait to see what we read. Yeah, I something that I always say is that I never get tired of reading because the next book you pick up could be your favorite book. And I just love that. Have you read The Duke's Bride in Disguise? I have not. Let me write that down. Who's that by? I'll figure it out. Please give some recommendations about KU historicals. SM La Violette. That's Minerva Spencer's pen names. Minerva Spencer has a lot of books in KU. Nicola Davidson has some spicy books in KU. Grace Calloway. There's also a Facebook group that's called Upturned Petticoats that is devoted to historicals, and they will recommend a lot of KU books. I haven't read a ton of KU historicals just because I am drowning in historicals. I don't really need to like look for those, but yeah, I can understand how people would want those. Claudia Stone. Okay, thank you. I will look that up. The books I want to reread this year. Maybe. That's a good video idea. It wasn't really any concrete books. It's a lot of it has to do with like their books I got given as presents and now I want to read those. So yeah, that's a video I could make. Because I don't always reread books that like weren't, my 6 stars. I kind of wait till December and I reread those. Catherine Lavecche is pretty good, and she has books in KU, but you should ignore the covers. So, Himani, that is the advice from Lover of Romance. They said try Catherine Lavecche. Are you going to read the third book in A Heart of Blood and Ashes? Mackie, I will dive headfirst into that book whenever Milivane puts it in my hands. I don't know what's been going on. I'm in her Facebook group. I follow I follow her newsletter. I follow all of that. That book has moved 4 times over the last 2 years. So I don't know when it's coming, but I will read it the second I am allowed to. So yes. If the Belandi World Syndicate Universe series meets your expectations and qualifications, do you think you could go do a deep dive on the universe and or of Adelaide Forest? Heather, I would be willing to do a deep dive of Adelaide Forest books. She doesn't have too many out yet. There are a lot that are coming. I would definitely be willing to do an author hangout with her, though. I'm definitely looking for people. She mentioned it in her January TBR. So that book doesn't have a set day that is coming out. So if you mean like The Beast of Blackmore, which is a novella, I've already read that. But the third book in the series, the Stone and Steel of the Stone and Steel or whatever, that book does not have a set day that it's coming out. So it has moved 4 times over the last 2 years. We don't know when it's coming. So the current date for it, I think, is like June of this year, but it's moved 4 times. So I'll believe it when the arcs are available, because when the arcs are available, it means it's written. I was able to read an arc of book 2, so I'd assume I'd be able to read an arc for book 3. I also have interacted with Mila enough that I would just reach out and ask for it. So there's that. Will you be reading any of Cora Riley's 2022 releases? Ugh, Chelsea, don't ask me that. I don't know. I want to say that I'm done with them, but I really want to read Greta's book, and I want to read Nevio's book, and I'm kind of interested in her paranormal book. Like, I'm interested. I haven't even read By Sin I Rise Part 2 yet, and I don't know if I will. I don't know if I'm just going to skip it or what, because I haven't been impressed with a book in a very long time. And it's very hard. It's very hard when an author has written a book in your top 10 books of all time, and then they're putting out stuff you don't like. It's just gut-wrenching. It's gut-wrenching. And so I don't know, Chelsea. I probably will give them a try. But I was extremely disappointed in the last 3 books of hers I've read. So I don't know. I won't say no, but I also don't think I'm going to ask for the arcs of those books. I might wait and see what people's reviews are, because, yeah. I also got turned down for an arc of the second book, and I think that there was people who knew that book wouldn't be great. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Okay, just a couple more minutes. Anything else you guys want from me or want to share or any of that? I'd skip part 2. I thought I was done, but then I reread some of the Komoroko Chronicles. I know, girl. I know. She has some great books. She has some great books. But in my opinion, she hasn't went as dark as those books since then, and they haven't been as good because of that. So it's tough. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you all for coming to spend some of the first day of the year with me. I'm going to get some videos filmed. Tomorrow, of course, you'll be getting my final weekly wrap up of the year. And then next week there will be the December wrap up, the 2021 wrap up, and then all that jazz. So yeah, that's what the plan is today. And then I'm also filming that reading vlog this weekend that I talked about, that I shared in my Insta stories. So I'm reading those and filming a vlog. So there'll be a reading vlog coming. And yeah, that's what we got. And so yeah, thank you all again for coming. Blossoms and Gin, thank you so much for sending me book money. I will absolutely use it for that. And yeah, everyone have a wonderful day. Enjoy 2022. Let's hope for great things to happen. Whoa, one more question someone asked. Will you ever read any more books by Monica James? Ha, probably not. But we'll see. I might try one of her Mafia, and we'll see how it goes. All right, bye, everyone. I love you so much. Thank you for being amazing, and we'll talk again soon.